Welcome to this Business Coach Kit training session. It can be daunting to find yourself at the start of your career as a business coach. This presentation takes you through a roadmap from today to your first coaching meeting with your first client. It'll be the first of many meetings and the first of many clients on your way to a successful coaching business. I did it, and so can you. At the end of this coaching session, you'll have learned the sequence of things that you need to do to get your new coaching business up and running. There's quite a lot of preparation and groundwork before you can start to talk to people about your coaching service. Things we won't cover in this presentation are the particular details of how to set these things up. Those are covered in separate presentations. So here's the roadmap. Number one, create your business plan. I'm guessing you probably created one before you made the decision to sign up with Business Coach Kit, but we'll go through the basics of what should be in that plan. And it's good practice as well for when you're talking to your clients, because many of them won't have business plans. So having your own is a good way to get experience there. Next thing, you need to set up your company so you can trade. Third, branding. So branding is a big topic, and branding isn't just about logos and color schemes, but initially we'll be just talking about those things. Fourth, implement a customer relationship management system, a CRM. These really are the heart of your business. It's where you track all of your prospects, your opportunities for sales. You do your marketing based on the information in there. And again, it's pretty fundamental to most businesses now, so your clients will need to know how to do it, so do you. Fifth, set up your website. This is a key part of your marketing. Most of your marketing online, in fact all of your marketing online, will build around your website, so you really need a good quality website early. Next, set up your social media. It's fairly quick, easy, and certainly very cheap to use social media marketing, so we're going to do it. Then you're going to start networking. This is before you have any clients, when you've got these other things in place, you can get into some marketing. You can start to walk the talk, and who knows, you might even get a client out of it. So networking is where we start with our marketing. Then you're going to run your first seminar. As a result of that, hold your first sales meeting, and as a result of the sales meetings from the seminar, you're going to get a client and hold your first coaching meeting. So that's the roadmap from today through to your first coaching meeting. So let's talk about your business plan. Loads of templates online. There are templates in the Business Coach Kit. Some are complicated, some aren't. We prefer simple. So we're going to use this simple template if you don't already have a plan to develop your plan. So you can create this on a spreadsheet, and you can add more or less detail as you see fit, but here's what you need really. So first of all, we're going to do it by month, left to right, starting with month one, the first month, well, this month you're in. And usually on a business plan, you'd have a couple of years beyond that. So you'd plan for over 3 years, and the year 2 and year 3 wouldn't have a monthly split. There would just be totals for the year. Next thing we're going to have on our plan is our marketing activity. So there are separate presentations in the support system for the marketing system and the details of all of the things you do in marketing. But I'm just going to assume on this plan we've got networking, seminars, and a couple of other things that you're going to do for marketing. So again, in terms of the plan, month by month, what are you going to be doing here? So you might say, I'm going to run my first seminar in month 3. And then the next one in month 6, and so on. I'm going to do networking. I'm going to do, I don't know, 12 networking events per month. So I'm going to put 12 across each of these months. And those others, treat them similarly. So that tells you this is the plan. This is my activity plan that I'm going to be following to generate business. So when you start to generate that business, we're keeping track of our business development results here. So I'm looking at a number of new leads month by month. How many new leads do you think you are going to be creating? And from those leads, how many of those are going to turn into sales? At the moment, you don't really have that ratio. when you're up and running with systemization coaching, following the marketing system, you can assume a ratio of 2 in 3. So every 3 opportunities, 2 of those will turn into clients. But maybe you want to be err on the safe side right now and maybe assume 1 in 2 or even 1 in 3. And clearly, as each new sale you win adds to the number of clients. So the line across there where it says clients will be the number of active clients that you've got. You're going to have to assume something about monthly income per client. It depends on your market, the competition, how well you can sell. I can't define that for you. Here in the UK, it wouldn't be unreasonable to be between sort of £500 and £800 a month if you're meeting monthly. But where you are could be quite different. Anyway, you need to make an assumption. You need to know what this figure is, because when you're in the sales meeting, your first sales meeting, you are going to arrive at a point where the client asks you how much it is. So you're going to have to come up with this figure now. Clearly, the number of clients times the monthly income, or the average monthly income, is going to give you this income line here. So that's the line that you feel pretty good about when that moves off the bottom. When that goes from 0 to another number, you've got a client and you're starting to earn money. So you're going to plan for that. Marketing costs, I tend to show them separately in these simple business plans, because they're really important. They're the engine of growth. You're spending money on marketing to drive this new leads line. So I always tend to show that separately. And the other costs are everything else, including salaries and things like that. And there you get the net profit line. So that's why you're doing this. What's all about that net profit line, which is obviously income less costs, marketing and other costs. Okay. Finally, the most important 2 lines: cash brought forward, cash carry forward. So cash brought forward is the money you have in the bank at the start of each month, and the carry forward is the money you have at the end of the month. So clearly, when you've got no income but you've got marketing and other costs, this goes down every month. And when you've got income, sufficient income to more than cover your costs, it goes up, and that's where you want to get to. And the thing that will kill your business or any other business is when that cash carried forward goes negative. When that goes below 0, you have a problem. So in your business plan, you need to think about how much money in this first column, first month, cash brought forward, that's how much money I'm starting out with in the bank when I start this business. And you have to accept that it will go down for a number of months before it goes up. So you need to think when you're putting these costs in, one-off items. So, you have to set up your website, you have to pay for insurance, maybe other things you need to do, some branding. So don't forget those one-off costs to go in the appropriate month. Add everything else you can think of. So fuel, heating, insurance, memberships of networking groups, all of these things. Everything you can think of, add that in to the other costs there. Don't forget your salary. So different ways of paying yourself when you run your own business in different countries. In the UK, you can pay yourself a salary, and you can also take dividends. So you need to talk to your accountant about how best to set that up, and we'll talk about that briefly in a minute. Be realistic about when you sign your first client. It took me 3 months to sign my first client, and then therefore it took me 4 months to get any money coming in. There were people started coaching at the same time as me who did it a little quicker, and there were a lot that did it a lot slower. So plan on the basis of conservative estimates of when this money is going to start coming in, and therefore how much you need to get to that point. Lots of small businesses fail simply because they did not have enough cash in the bank when they set out. Okay. Setting up your company, step 1. Different legal requirements in different countries. You'll need to go to an accountant. You will need an accountant, so find one or get one from recommendation. quickly. And you can either run a company as a kind of sole trader, which is just you working as a freelancer and the income is your own personal income, or you can set up some kind of private limited liability company. In some countries you can do this in minutes online. Other countries it's rather more tedious to do this. You'll need a trading name. What are you going to call yourself? What are you going to put on your business card? What are you going to put on the website? That doesn't need to be the same as a company name. You need to be able to issue invoices, pay bills, and pay tax clearly on your profits at some point. So you need a legal entity of some kind to be doing that, whether that's just your own personal trading company or a limited liability company. You need to have the necessary insurance cover. Again, this will vary. The rules will vary by where you are. But in the UK, for instance, we need two. We need professional indemnity, that as an advisor, you need to have cover for basically being sued for giving bad advice. And I'm sure you won't do that, but nevertheless, this is a legal requirement. And if you're running events, which the marketing system, the Business Coach Kit marketing system is based around running events, you also need public liability for this. So if you're running an event and someone trips over a cable and breaks their leg, they will hold you liable because it's your event. So you need cover for that. As I say, if in doubt, consult your accountant. So get one now. Third, create your branding. At this stage, we're talking about the mechanical elements of the brand, such as logo, fonts, color palette, strap lines, and the various collateral where these are used. Obviously, your true brand develops over time. It's around your reputation and the experience of working with you. So pay a professional to develop your brand. Cheap branding will undermine your sales. It's very hard to convince a prospect that you're a serious professional business coach if your business card is flimsy and your branding uses 15 different colors and 7 different fonts. So pay a professional to create something that creates the right image for your business. You'll need an internet domain and the email addresses to go with it at this stage, because that needs to go on business cards. Choose the domain carefully. You're going to have to live with it for a while. Emails, you'll need your own plus probably something like sales or inquiries at on the website. A word on email addresses: do not use fred@yahoo.com, or even worse, doris123@gmail.com. It screams amateur. It screams fly by night. So you need a proper address: fred.smith@yourdomain.com. Okay, that says professional business. Often it's easiest to get branding and the website done by the same person at the same time, so I recommend that. You'll need business cards, social media banners, email signatures, and seminar folders. So social media banners are when you create your social media profiles, rather than using the default layout, you actually apply a kind of color scheme of background and images that match your website, match your business card, so people get a seamless experience as they deal with you. Again, it says professional. It says you know what you're doing. Email signatures, after your name on the bottom of every Outlook email or whatever email client you're using. You want, again, this same image, same color scheme, signature, that a little image file that kind of links through to your website and everything else. So get those developed as part of the branding. Seminar folders are needed. The Business Coach Kit marketing system, described elsewhere, works around running seminars, and you need handouts for your seminars. So part of the branding, you should apply it to these A4 folders where you can put your workbook and profiles and testimonials and things. So every interaction with your company should look and feel exactly the same. Implement a CRM, customer relationship management system. This is really the heart of your marketing and sales process. You store all of your prospect details, all of your opportunities, all of the leads. You control your marketing and sales activity. So when you look at the marketing system training, it's really based around seminars, and the way we market seminars is through email. One way is through email marketing, and that's driven out from your customer database or your prospect database, which is in your CRM. So you need to get one of these set up pretty quickly. They're simple, quick to implement now. Some are even free. Lots from out there, and you can get as complicated as you like. You can go from things like Capsule, which are free and pretty good, through to things like HubSpot and Infusionsoft, which are expensive and very sophisticated. Make sure you choose one that's got custom fields and good reporting. There's another training on choosing a CRM, but there's a couple of tips. Your customers will need to know how to do these, so you need to know how to set them up in the first place. So this is an investment not only in your own business, but in the way you help your clients. Next, set up your website. Website is the heart of your online marketing, your digital marketing, and mostly now, if you don't have a website, you don't really exist as a business. If you meet someone networking, give them your business card. Doesn't have a website address on, they'll be surprised. If you don't have a website where they can go and check you out, see what you say about yourself, see what you do, they won't take you seriously. So you do need a good website. Things that you need on your website: squeeze pages or download pages. So they're designed to capture prospect details and feed them through to your CRM. So the way you use that is by giveaways. There's loads in the Business Coach Kit. There's tools and various other things. So you set up pages on the website where you can say, okay, if you'd like this really neat break-even tool, give me your email, name and address, and you can have it for free. So it's an exchange. They give you some information, you give them something useful to use. And you can obviously add as many of these giveaways as you like, including an events page. So your marketing system is based around events. People want to find out about your events. They obviously expect to see something on your website. Depending what event registration system you're using, most of them will provide you a little piece of code that you can include in your website, and that will be updated with all of your events thereafter. So talk to your web developer about that. Include a blog page. This is the regularly changing information on your website, so that helps it with search engine optimization. Google likes fresh meat, so you have to keep refreshing this, and a blog is a good way to do that. It's also a good way for you to start to build credibility as a business coach. You've got your own original thinking, your own experiences on there, so you need to have a blog in it. Get a professional to create it. Same as a branding. I mean, often this will be the same people actually, but cheap amateur websites will not get you any sales. In fact, they'll undermine sales. So make sure it's professional, modern looking website. Use a platform like WordPress. These are called content management systems. Don't have to be WordPress, that others are around. But the great thing is that you or your administrator can go on and edit and add content and even add pages and things without having to go back and pay and wait for your website developer to do it. So having said you get them to develop the website, they should develop it in a way that you can then replicate pages, change content, and it looks as good as the original thing. Next, set up social media accounts. They're quick and easy to set up. They're free, all of them. There are, well, dozens probably you could use, but I think as a minimum, I'd say Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Google Plus, perhaps, and there are others. You can add as many as you like. So it's just a question of how much time you've got really to set each of these up. So having set up these accounts and used your proper branded banners for the homepage or profile, so it, when people look at it on Twitter or Facebook, it replicates your website. They get this same experience. And then you can use something like Hootsuite to manage your posts. So just on that, so Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn are designed for you to actually go on and type your thoughts, some update you want to send out. And of course, you can do that. But it's a more effective way of doing this is to say, actually, what I've got is a whole series of things that I want to post that are part of my marketing system. I don't want to have to sit there and type them in time after time. So I'm going to put them in a file and load and reuse these things so they go out on a regular basis. A business coach kit includes these post files. You need to change them to point at the right things, obviously, change the dates and times, but the content, the little post wording will be fine for you. Yeah, so that post should be either point to a squeeze page on your website or the current your current event registration, so they're being used for a purpose. You put social media links and a little bird for Twitter, a little symbol, and put them in your email footers, your website, so that people can click through and connect with you if they want to. And you should include this social media activity on your marketing plan. It takes time. Even if you're using Hootsuite, you still need to add some of yourself into social media. So you need to schedule some time each day or every week to do this. And you need to build followers by being active. So either you or your administrator needs to be regularly going onto these social media accounts and following other people and retweeting or reposting or liking what they're putting there. Because that way they will look at you, they will follow you. And the social media is a network marketing approach, so it's based on the number of people that are following you. So if no one's following you, there's no point doing it. And the more you follow, it's got a kind of exponential impact because more people follow them and retweets go further. So you really need to work over a period of years, really, at building the number of followers to make this work. Okay, next, start networking. So you've got your website, you've got your business cards, social accounts, you're there, you've got a real business, you've got an offering. So let's get out networking. That's an easy place to start. Builds your confidence, gives you practice in going through, what it is you offer, who you help, how you help them. So a couple of things. There's another training session on there where you can basically go where your prospects are likely to be, have a plan. So I'm going to do 6 networking events every week, and I'm going to follow that through, and I'm going to book them ahead of time. So follow it. Don't just kind of aimlessly do a bit of networking here and then. And the aim for networking is not necessarily to get clients. Would be nice if you meet someone that turns into a client, but actually it's really looking at prospects, getting them into your CRM, and then they're in your marketing system being told about some of the things you do. Okay, so you've got some people in your CRM, you're out there marketing your business, so we're going to run your first event. That's the next stage. So in the business coach kit, you have a seminar plan which says, given a date when you're going to run it, it kind of works back and tells you all the things you need to do. First thing is choose your date, venue, and topic. So one of the 5 business coach kit seminars, I'd probably start with the owner's trap, which is a nice, easy place to start. Set it up on Eventbrite, whatever your your event management system is, which one you've chosen. You need to get more records than you'll get through networking quite quickly. So go out and buy a database. A couple of thousand records will cost you, well, in the UK, 300 or 400 quid. Market the thing for 4 weeks as a minimum, 8 weeks if you can. So you're using emails, using social media, you'll go into networking. It's an offer you can use at networking. Maybe people you know. So you can use pay-per-click as well if you want. So you can pay-per-click on Google and point that at your registration site and get registrations that way. And don't charge for the first few so that you can build up confidence, get some people in the room, and build confidence with the seminars, with the whole process. Preparation for the event. So you're going to run it. Remind people. Simple thing to do. Just because they've registered doesn't mean they're going to turn up. Well, if you send them an email the day before and a text the night before, they're more likely to be there because they won't have forgotten about it. Each seminar comes with workbooks, template testimonials that you can use for systemization initially, for registration feedback forms. You need to put a profile in. Obviously, I can't do a profile for you, but add your profile in. So there's a workbook in your nice branded folder, one on each seat or each place at the table. Rehearse. So you need to be really confident with the material, and by rehearse I mean put it through a projector, stand up, say it out loud, look at the notes, make sure you understand what the point of every slide is. There's a separate piece of training on actually how to run a seminar, but you cannot over rehearse. Get there early, have a plan B for technology. If something will go wrong, if something can go wrong, it will. So have a laptop and an iPad to back it up, so you can use either of those. Take your own projector and make sure the venue's got a projector, and so on and so forth. Okay, run the event. Number one, don't overrun. If it's supposed to finish at 12 o'clock, finish at 12 o'clock. Don't be an amateur presenter and still be waffling away 15 minutes after people have started looking at their watch. They're busy people. They want to hear you as a professional present things that they want to hear and finish on time. Okay, make sure everyone participates. So don't have a sea of people that are nodding off at the end of listening to you talk solidly for 2 hours. You want them to be doing exercises, giving you their thoughts. So use a flip chart, use a whiteboard, ask them questions. Make sure everyone is participating. They'll get more from it. It will be more fun, and they'll think more of you at the end of it. Okay, include something of yourself. So there's a slide that says, this is me in each of the presentations. People want to know about you, the person. What do you do when you're not being a business coach, for instance? And they also need to know what's your track record. What gives you the right to stand up in front of these people and tell them how to run their business? So what's your background and experience? Slides are designed, each slide is designed to do one or both of these things: build the satisfaction and build your credibility. So basically to the audience, this is a problem in your business and I've got the solution. And at the end of it, have a printed copy of the diary so you can try and sign people up for sales meetings there and then, because they're never going to be more likely to want to meet with you than at the end of the seminar. Run your first sales meeting. So there's separate training on this. Follow the systemization sales process. Follow the how to run a sales meeting. Prepare well for your sales meetings as set out in this training. Follow the structure of the meeting. Don't forget to ask for the sale. Whether you win or lose, record and reflect on performance after the meeting using the Business Coach Kit sales meeting review form, because you are your own sales coach. No one else is. You haven't got a sales manager looking after you, so you have to develop your own sales techniques through reflection and improvement. And repeat. The way to get good at sales is to do lots of sales meetings. There's no other way to do it, really. When you've got your first client, which may take more than one sales meeting, follow the systemization coaching process as running a coaching meeting video. Prepare carefully. Your aim for the first meeting is to really agree what it is they want from coaching. So document a set of objectives that they want to achieve from working from you. You'll usually, even though you've prepared for the meeting, have a structure, you usually have to go with the flow, so you might have to handle some of their burning issues. Okay, it may be that you've seen it before and you've got the answer to hand, which would be nice. If you haven't, you need to kind of revert a little bit to coaching mode, which is ask them to explore, clarify the issue, explain what they think the causes are, explain what a solution might look like. And then you can use the appropriate Business Coach Kit resources to try and give them some help with that and to follow up after the meeting. So, summary. Number one, it takes time to build any business, particularly one that sells something which is intangible. You need a planned, consistent approach to marketing sales, because you won't have many clients to start with. You can spend all of your time on business development, and the only way to learn how to do it is to do it, reflect, adjust, and keep on doing it until you start to get it right. So you need to be resilient and optimistic. To start with, you will lose more sales than you win. In fact, you may even struggle to get sales meetings. So resilience and optimist. You need to be resilient and optimistic. You will get that first client. I did. That's it. Thanks for listening.